And welcome, guys, to the Off the Mat podcast with Brian Harris and
Keith McMillan. What's going on?
It's the first podcast of the year, guys. So
Yeah.
welcome. We actually haven't recorded in a while since before Christmas
We
time.
haven't.
So.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. We got a lot to cover, dude. And we've been so here's the thing. Like, whenever we do these podcasts, just so that way you guys kind of have an idea of what it's like for us. We literally, even though we haven't recorded in a while, we still see each other, I would say, at least 2 or 3 times a week, through the gym and in passing. And I don't know about you, but I struggle to not talk to you about some things. 'Cause I'm like, I don't want to just like overload him with everything that's been going on because I want to talk to him about that on here,
No, definitely. I think we need to make it organic. So it's one of those things to where, for it to be organic, we can't like keep talking about something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more natural. But I'm happy.
And plus, there's stuff that I want to talk about that I just like want to save for the podcast specifically, like the UFC fights, for example. You and I haven't even remotely talked about those at all.
No, we haven't talked about the UFC fights,
and that's because that's me personally. I want to cover that at some point tonight.
We'll definitely cover it. You can pick where we start.
Let's go chronological order, man. Let's start with Christmas. How was your Christmas?
Christmas was fun.
Did you guys celebrate? Because, I mean, we talked in a previous episode, you're Jehovah's Witness, so that's something that wasn't celebrated in the past.
Right, my mother was, so that's the way we kept her tradition of not celebrating. Definitely we celebrated. Christmas Eve, we went to her mother's house, which is a situation for me because I'm still...
You're talking about your old lady, right?
Yes,
okay.
My lady. So my lady is Mexican, and her mother... and her cousins and all that, they only speak Spanish to each other.
Oh, shit.
So when I come over, they can comprehend what I'm saying to an extent, but it would be easier on everyone if I was fluent in Spanish, but I'm not.
Okay.
Not even Paquito.
I don't know what that means.
Little.
All right.
I hope so, or I just made that up. But, so it's always a unique environment for me because I'm trying to, like, stay festive, and I know Feliz Navidad and all that. But I can't like keep up a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
I can pick out certain words,
Plus, there's like whenever there's like a language barrier like that, there gets to a point where it's like, all right, this is awkward now.
Yeah.
Now neither of us are understanding each other, but we're both forcing ourselves to keep the conversation going.
Definitely. So it's one of those things where I want to learn. I need to learn Spanish because I want my daughters to be involved in both their backgrounds. Because they're obviously they half black, half Mexican. So I think it's important for them to understand their heritage and keep up. And I think being bilingual will do wonders for them in life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wish I was bilingual. So what about the actual, like, Christmas aspect of it? Like, is that hard for you to try and celebrate that? Because, I mean, like we said before, you didn't come from that background, so, like...
No.
Because you said that, like, with Halloween. Like, Halloween, you don't give a fuck because you've never celebrated before. Is that the same with Christmas, too? Like, you just don't really give a shit?
I mean, it's awesome to have the presents. But, I mean, at the end of the day, for kids, I think it's important to keep up the aspect of Santa and the joy and glee they get from believing in this character showing up, dropping off presents, especially if they've been good all year. I want my daughters to look forward to the holidays, to build traditions, and I don't want to make it all about if you get presents, and I want it to be one of those things where it's for the family, that they have that family bond, and I want to connect both families someday in the future of my family and her family.
Right.
So it's wonderful when I'm getting into the Christmas spirit. Plus, I think it's fun nowadays to dress up in ugly sweaters and kind of have that silliness about it. I like I'm older now.
I feel like that's become more of a recent thing, too.
Definitely. I feel
like the ugly sweaters, like, it may have started a while ago, but now, like, everybody's into the ugly sweaters.
Yeah, it's fun.
But no, like, I never thought of it that way, though, considering... Because, like, I always had Christmas, so I've never put too much thought into it, but it kind of was like that. Like, at the beginning for me, whenever I was a kid, like, obviously, like, the whole Santa thing, that whole situation. But now that I've gotten older and it's, like, not so much, like, I'm not... worried about like Santa and all of that good stuff, and now that I'm older, it's like what you were saying, like a family thing. Like that's the main thing I look forward to. Like, it's Christmas time, I'm like, shit, I get to see all my cousins, like I get to see everybody, like this is dope. And on top of that too, they're gonna give me free shit. Like, that's awesome. Like, what better way to celebrate that? But no, so late. Did you like you didn't go through the whole like discovering Santa wasn't real and whatnot, did you?
No, I mean in my world, Santa Claus was black. You know.
Wait, what? He was black?
Santa Claus was black. So my first intro to Santa was in New York, in Long Island, and when my mother took me to the mall or wherever, I took a photo. I have a photo. I might put it inside the video.
I think you told me this.
Yeah.
I think you told me this.
Santa Claus was black. So my Santa Claus was always black until we moved to Florida. And then, you know, on the Coca-Cola can was like this white guy. And I was like, who the fuck is that? That's not my Santa.
That's not my Santa. Not my president.
Yeah, it's not. So it's a silly thing, but, you know, I kind of always knew Santa. I mean, you know what? I will give it to you. I remember believing Santa was real, but in Florida we didn't have a chimney or anything. So when presents would appear, this is before my mother became Jehovah's Witness. It was like, how the fuck did he get in? Did he get in through the front door? Like I was always analyzing it and being like, there's no way he got in here without me knowing.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, oh, I didn't. And I think my mother was just tired one day and was just like, I got you the presents. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm still excited to get presents. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But, you know, I knew Santa wasn't coming in through some chimney. He wasn't unlocking the door or sneaking in some Christmas spirit.
Yeah. Say chimney one more time.
Chimney. Is that weird?
Yeah, you're throwing an extra, like, E in there. Chimney.
Chimney.
No, it's chimney.
No, wait, say it again.
Chimney. There's an M and an M and an N, and they're right next to. There's no E in between.
I'm chimney, so I'm adding extra, but it's chimney.
Chimney, yeah. Chimney.
I'm thinking of the song. Isn't that the like Fiddle on the Roof? Is it chimney? Whatever. Theater school. I went to theater school. I'm not ashamed.
I was about to say I don't know what you're talking about.
It's okay. Yeah. So how was your Christmas? What'd you do?
Nothing, man. Just went back to St. Louis, saw the family. That was pretty much it. Nothing special. Quit my job on Christmas Eve, so that was dope.
Congratulations.
Fuck, man. Thank God. So yeah, done with that, and then just went back and saw the family, and it was pretty dope, man. Like I said, like that's what I look forward to now is like spending time with the family. So I went back to St. Louis and just hung out with my aunts and uncles, and yeah, it was pretty much it. Came back next day. Hung out with a few close friends as well, you know, because we still do Christmas with each other and whatnot. So, yeah, but that's kind of how it's always been for me since, like, I've been an adult and moved to Kansas City. Like, it's always about, you know, going back to St. Louis, seeing all the family. Because, like, my mom, she doesn't even live in St. Louis anymore. She lives in Michigan. So she flies in. Like, St. Louis is the hearth for everybody, you know? We all go back.
Right. No, that's pretty. You know, I couldn't fly home, and obviously with me now having two twins, young, you know, they're a month and 3 weeks now. You know, I couldn't have them fly or anything because I want to go home, and because my family hasn't, my mother, my sister, you know, a lot of my close friends, a lot of people important to me they've only seen my daughters through photos, but I think it's a different experience when they get to hold them.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Have they? So does your mom still not celebrate Christmas or anything like that?
No, not really. My mother's an old grouch now. So
I didn't know if she would like come into town to see your daughters or anything, you know.
She plans on it. Hopefully in the next month or two.
But not for like the Christmas or anything like that.
No, I mean
you guys probably got a lot going on around that time anyway.
My mother seeing the kids is enough whenever that day is. You know, doesn't need to be on a holiday. I guess it'd be more sweeter because I have those days off. Yeah. And I'm looking at it from an adult perspective of I need the day off
of efficiency essentially and accommodating yourself.
But I want my mother to see the girls, and I mean she it'll be a very emotional time when she does because I've always wanted to give her grandkids before she's too old and everything. My mother's staying in pretty good health at the moment. She's very conscious in her mind, which I'm blessed, and I want, because my daughter's, I don't know, give her some life left. I believe, it's just weird. I don't know why I'm going down this route. There was a movie, I think it was with the Looney Tunes, and the Looney Tune characters would die when the kids didn't find them funny anymore. It was like, when the kids didn't find it, that's when the Looney Tunes grew up and would die.
Wait, what? Was it like actual Looney Tunes?
I think it was, I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time. I have a terrible
So wait,
memory.
The second that the kids didn't find them funny.
Yeah, like the Looney Tunes would age and die.
It's kind of dark.
It is dark.
That's really dark.
By the way,
it's crazy how cartoons were like that. Now that you go back and look at them, you're just like, what sick fuck made this?
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, I could totally be making that up.
Yeah.
I could have had a dream one night and be like, oh, that was a great movie. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a movie like that, or in that realm of like, if the kids didn't care about them anymore, they would age. It was something in that realm, but I think
that's fucking that's bad.
But I apply that to life. I feel like when you get older, you need motivation to keep living.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree. I think especially now too, it's really easy for like adults to get in the rhythm of something and then just get like stuck in it. Yeah. And that's kind of like why I quit my job with where I was at. I felt myself getting into a rhythm and like settling into a position that I didn't want to settle into, you know? So I think that's a very common thing for adults to do that. Like once they get to a comfortable spot of just like coasting there.
Yeah.
This is why roll the dice ever, you know? You're in a good spot. Let's chill.
I've done that plenty of times, you know. It's why I've gotten to the point where I'm at, because sometimes I've coasted and chose a safer option instead of risking it.
Yep.
But we're here. So Christmas happened.
Yes, Christmas happened.
I went back to work for a couple of days. We had sold out shows. TJ Miller came to town. He's a unique character. I
almost went to a show. How was it?
You should have came. I mean,
I thought about it.
I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't see it because I didn't see an advertisement for it. Like it came up on my Facebook like 2 days before he was coming into town. I'm just like, well, fuck, I already got stuff going on now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't get to watch a lot of comedy.
But he was like one that like whenever it came out, I was like, oh shit, he's at the Improv. I want to go. You know?
I mean, you should have came. I could have got you in.
Yeah, but I mean, I already had shit going on. Is what the deal was. You know, I didn't have enough time to plan it out. Otherwise, I would have been like, hey, Keith, what's good?
No, definitely. This is one of those things where, like, I don't get to watch a lot of comedy because when we're busy and we have sold out shows, I'm constantly moving around.
Your head's in the
So I have no time to sit and enjoy the comedy. But from what I saw a little bit Thursday night because he dropped in on the open mic.
Oh, that's dope.
Told some jokes. It was funny.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. I don't know.
It was funny. Was he just like shooting from the hip, or was just trying out new material?
No, I think he had material.
I've never been at like an open mic, so I don't know like what that's all about. You know what I mean?
Nightmare.
That's if you're performing, not if you're.
No, both ends.
I would both ends, even if you're like sitting there watching. It's a nightmare.
Because open mics, you gotta understand, it's amateurs that are learning to find their voice, but you see about 20 different flavors of comics that are all trying new. You get a couple veterans in there, but let's say out of 20, maybe six are good.
Mm-hmm.
Another 3 is like okay, you can tell they're getting close,
and everybody else is trash.
Everyone else is trying new material. They're inappropriate, or they're still thinking their sense of humor is better for everybody.
Yeah.
So you hear a couple terrible jokes about rape, about murder, about, you know, they always go into like the darkest like areas of a joke to find it funny. It's like
too soon.
Yeah,
don't nobody know you like that, man. You can't make rape jokes if nobody knows you.
Exactly, and it's not, and they don't even articulate it well.
Right.
You know, so it's hard. It's cringeworthy.
Yeah. You have to have the right following and.
But you have to go through it.
Name for yourself. Yeah, you got to go through it. A lot of people have to do.
I mean, that's the hard thing about open mic, because I always dabble back in it. But open mics, you know, it's people. That's their first and last impression of you. So if you come see me do stand up, let's say I do an open mic.
Yo, if you do an open mic, I want to go.
That's cool, but I don't want you to go.
I'm going.
I'd rather you come see me when I'm a little polished, because then you get a good perspective and you want to come back. If you see me, I mean, it's not good.
Really?
Yeah, because it's me trying to find out. It's jokes that I've never tested out, never said out loud. I could be funny in conversation, but stand-up's a different.
Yeah. Like, people have always told me that, like, I'm funny. They're like, oh, you should do stand-up. I'm like, no, the fuck I shouldn't. I'm like, just because I can fucking come up with some shit off the top of my head doesn't mean that I would be good at stand-up.
It helps. I mean, if you can translate your voice to on stage, then it works. But it's no different than the first day you come into the gym, you learn how to throw a punch. Everyone potentially could learn how to fight.
Sure. Yeah.
But only the ones that's been putting the time in and working and consistently working on their jabs and takedowns and kicks are the ones that actually learn how to fight.
Yeah.
And comedy, I guess you could find a mentor, but there's no like structure or comedy class that's like.
And I think that's the part that would be, because it's not like throwing a punch, for example, like you were saying. Like there is a set way to throw a punch properly, but there's also there's no set way to open up like a comedy act or something.
Right.
Like that, you know?
There's no. Everyone's different. Everyone's unique, and that's the best part about comedy is when you find your voice, you bring that uniqueness to the stage. But here at the gym, we have Zach, we have you, we have coaches that can teach how to have a structure.
Yeah.
In comedy, there is a structure, but it's meant to be broken.
Right, and that's kind of what I meant by that. Is like I'm like, no, I can't just like roll up just because I can like bullshit with you in conversation and make you laugh doesn't mean that I can make a crowd of people laugh like just like that.
Definitely, but I mean, once you get it, man. And that's the comedy's subjective, so everyone finds comedy different from 20, 30-year-olds to 40-year-olds to black to white to, everyone, male, female. Everyone finds comedy different. So you could be a killer in a room full of the gym guys and then come to an older crowd and bomb and be like, am I really funny? But literally the next show, destroy again.
Yeah, just because it's a whole different group of people.
It's weird the way it works, but I'm...
Because you're currently writing again, right?
Yes, I am.
You've been thinking about getting back out there.
Yeah, I always dabble in it. I've just never taken it serious because I love it so much. But man, when you suck,
it hurts.
It hurts.
It's
nothing
bad.
like doing something that you're passionate about, and then understanding that you're not as good as you want to be at the moment.
Yeah.
And then it's all about getting back up. And so many times, and we've talked about this in previous episodes where I was a quitter, so it's easier for me to choose that option to quit instead of keep going forward. Now I have a mindset of I'm gonna suffer through it.
Yeah. But
for me with the Twins, it's all about finding the schedule with the Twins and then hitting the open mics and hopefully finding shows or performing at the Improv again. So it's a process, but
if you get something, I want to go.
Definitely,
I want to see your shows.
I would love for everyone to support, but I'm telling you, if you come out the first time I get back on stage. You ain't gonna like it. Next time I'm like, hey, can you come back? I'm like, fuck no.
I'll still come. I'll support you, dog. Don't worry. Even if you're
shit,
I'll still be there.
You say that now. That's a long show.
I'll bring tomatoes and everything. I'll start booing you and she'll be like, "Could it fucking suck?"
Did I ever tell you about the time that I bombed?
I think you were starting to tell me.
I bombed plenty of times. So I got to open for Charlie Murphy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got to open for Charlie
Holy
Murphy.
Shit.
Rest in peace, the great Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy, everybody. Yeah, Darkness, everybody.
Wonderful storyteller. And I had the opportunity to open for him all weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. And I thought I was okay. I was a good
comic. So wait, what is that? Hold on. So that was 6 shows total?
Yes.
Holy shit. Okay.
So Thursday comes around. Thursday crowd was okay. It was an okay show. It wasn't good or terrible, but it was an okay show. Friday comes around. I do my set. It's a 10-minute set. The best set I've ever performed in my life. I'm at peak. I mean, I'm
just
ready
straight crush it.
Yeah, I'm ready to be like, this is my career.
You're like, I quit the improv. Yeah. I'm going on the road.
Take me on the road. I'm done. You can start. I'll start signing autographs now.
Yeah.
And then the late show comes around. The late show brings in a different crowd because it's people, especially on Friday, people worked all day. They're tired. Yeah. Some of them are drunk. They want a little edgier show. They're not looking for a nice, clean show, or not saying I'm a clean comic, but they're not looking for like a happy go. Like they want to get into it.
Yeah.
But I'm still raw. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So I come in to do my shitty bit, and I mean the first. I think
would you come in fucking smiling?
Yeah,
like
I'm
crazy.
all like chipper. I'm like, hey guys, you guys are ready to see the goat?
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit.
Because I don't know better.
Like you should have catch the last show. Them motherfuckers were in stitches. Wait till you catch this one.
So I mean, I got on stage
Crickets.
and my first joke bombs like nothing.
No reaction.
No reaction or anything. I'm like, haha, okay. Then I go into my second joke, bomb. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go into a story because I'm a funny storyteller. Just silence. So now I'm in like minute 5 or 6. Everyone's looking at me. No one's booing me yet. Everyone's just kind of looking at me, and I'm like, okay,
it upsets me that you just said yet.
Okay, guys.
Makes me cringe.
And then I was like, I'm really good at crowd work, so I'm gonna. Mind you, they've been sitting there suffering for 6 minutes now.
They're ready to throw shit at you.
These aren't free tickets. They paid money to come see Charlie Murphy and see a good show for a night. Some people are out on their first dates, and the first opening act is me just being terrible. So I like go into the audience. I'm like, hey, ma'am, how are you? And she's like, like just shoots me. I was like, oh, great. And I was like, no. Like I was like pleading with her. I was like, no, please talk to me. And she was like, what? And I was just like, oh God. And I remember I told her a joke because I was like, I'm just gonna perform to one person. That shit bombed. And before I even reached 10 minutes, I was like, all right, guys, y'all ready for your next act? Crowd goes crazy.
Oh my God. That had to have just tore you the fuck down.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster of emotions you went through that day. Jesus.
Man, so she so the opening act came on.
So you didn't even finish your
I didn't
bit.
finish for 10 minutes. Finished, so the act comes on, kills, destroys, and then Charlie gets on, does his thing. I remember when I went back in the room, Charlie like looked at me. It was like, rough night? And I was like, yeah. And I just like sat in the corner and didn't speak to him.
Did he see your first act? Your first bit?
Nah, he doesn't. He was sitting, he was just sitting in the room.
So he just knew it was a rough night because he couldn't hear. Yeah, you couldn't hear anything.
When the crowd's laughing and when the crowd's silent and about to boo. So it's a weird feeling.
And nobody booed?
No one booed. No one booed. I got off stage.
I can imagine it's a weird feeling, dude, because I've like... I don't know. I've like given like speeches before where I'll say something and expect some sort of reaction out of people, and I just look around and everybody's staring at me, and I'm just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's
and then
terrible.
Things just start going downhill from there. You're just like in your own head at that point.
Oh, definitely. I was starting to sweat. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So I get off stage. Mind you, don't forget, I work at the Improv. So when I bomb, these are recurring customers that are going to see me, the staff. I mean, I shouldn't really give a fuck about anybody else, but I do.
Well, everybody does. Even if they say they don't, they do.
So I'm getting off stage.
I don't give a fuck who you are right now. If you say you don't care about others people's opinion, you're a liar.
Definitely.
You're a fucking liar. Just admit it, dude. You care. To an extent. Not to the greatest extent.
But being a stand-up is kind of caring.
And you have to. You have to. You have to. Yeah. That's who you're providing to.
So I got off stage, and I mean, I couldn't run away. So normally we fire people if they do that bad. They didn't fire me, obviously, because I work there. They're gonna fire me, then make me work my shift.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that night I had like night terrors. I couldn't sleep. I mean, I was like, oh God, what am I doing with my life? I mean, we'll talk about like a terrible, horrific moment. I took that shit on the chin and got knocked the fuck out. I couldn't.
Yeah.
So then Saturday comes around. This is Friday.
Right. So you still have three more. You're only halfway there.
Yeah, I have 3 more shows. So then Saturday first show comes around, and the middle act was kind of like, fuck it, who gives a fuck? Because I had my notebook. I was like, I need to rewrite. And she was like, who gives a fuck? She's like, go out there, do your thing. You were funny the first show, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, go out there, perform, do your thing. So she kind of gave me my confidence boost.
Yeah.
And I was
fucking
like, cool.
Bombed.
So no, I can't. I went out there the first show Saturday, did good.
Okay.
It was a good show. Got the crowd warmed up and everything. And then second show came around Saturday night. And I was like, hey, you bombed last night. You're going to bomb again. And I was just like...
Got in your head.
Fuck. No. So I get on stage. This is how corny the fucking thing is. So I get on stage. There was a drunk couple, like a black guy and a white guy. As soon as I get on stage...
Wait, they were a couple?
They weren't a couple, but they were just a couple friends that went out. Sitting right in front stage. So as soon as I get on stage, say, hey, guys, what's going on? Whatever, to start my intro. The guy, like, heckles me. He says something. And I was just like, oh, man. I was like, oh, I get it. Is that your one black friend you brought out? Thought that was going to be a funny joke. Silence. As soon as I get that silence, it's like, hey, Keith, it's Friday night all over again.
It's done. Yeah, it's already
So then I was like, all right, guys. So, and I was going to go into this bit about me getting to this girl and this girl hitting me and everything. I was like, anyone's ever been hit by a girl? Because I have. And the guy was like, good for you. And I was like, there it is. Next 6 minutes. Silence. Nothing.
Damn.
So
I want to give you a hug right now.
So
you know.
Again, I have to get off stage. I get off stage again, unprofessional. No, I think I went through my time, but I mean it was rough. Maybe I think I got like a sympathy laugh towards the end, and then I got off stage. Charlie sitting there. Charlie kind of talked to me for a little bit, and yeah. So now I'm sitting.
What did he have to say? Did you guys talk about your act?
Well, Charlie's a wonderful storyteller through the Chappelle Show.
Yeah,
but he wasn't a great stand-up when he first started.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I've gathered from him too. Is just like if he's telling a story like an actual story that he experienced, like that motherfucker's hilarious. But past that, like I don't see how. I don't know, because storytelling is somewhat interactive, you know.
I'll tell you a story that he told me after. But so he kind of talked to me and like it was cool. So he understands.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So Saturday night can't sleep, whatever. And then Sunday came around and I was like, you know, I don't give a fuck anymore. It's my last show. I made it through. I'm about to go out there and do what I do because my main thing, the one thing I'm good at is crowd work. But there's like a little like.
What do you mean by crowd work exactly?
Like going into the crowd, hey, what's your name? Oh, what do you
okay,
like,
I got
simple
you.
Stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I'm really good at it. But I was told like as an opening act, you don't really do it. You don't do that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So Sunday came around and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be me. So I got on stage. We had like a thugged out crowd, and I just kind of went in. And I was like, oh, look at these two guys looking like the Migos, and like it just started rolling. It started flowing. I got into good interaction, and then there was an employee there with her boss. And I got into that. I was like, "What? Isn't that kind of inappropriate?" And I kind of dug into that, and people were laughing. It was a good time, and Sunday was my best show, hands down.
Huh.
So I ended it on a strong note, and I was grateful.
So whenever you're going up for an act, you have like set jokes written down that you want to tell.
Yeah, set jokes.
But your style, you like to stray away and interact with the crowd and just come up with shit off the top of the dome.
I like to organically lead into. So if I have a bit about women or about women hitting me or something, I can go into the crowd kind of talking. Like, you ever been hit before? You can
be like, this chick right here looks like she can knock me the fuck out. You know?
And it's more of a good flow. It's more of a natural flow. And the people are like, oh. And then, because when I do a set, I'm terrible at it because I haven't learned yet. Mm-hmm. You can tell I'm trying to do stand-up.
Yeah.
But when I do my crowd work and then go into my material.
That's just you just like bullshitting with motherfuckers.
It's more natural. People are like, oh, that's when you get the question, did you come up with that on top of your head? Yeah. Like some of it was, but my actual set jokes, they work better. Yeah. It's more organic. I can be me. So, yeah. But other than that was my only time I ever got to open for someone. I mean, I've opened in other times and bombed, but that was my first full weekend.
Like Charlie Murphy or nothing.
No,
like
Charlie
that.
Murphy, and I got paid for it. And it was a wonderful experience. But at that time, I did comedy, and then I was doing open mics, but then I became a manager, and I stopped doing comedy. And I haven't really had a weekend or anything. And you know, after a while, it's like you didn't do it for 1 week, then 2 weeks in a month, then two, and then next thing is like
you gotta start from scratch,
because it's like a natural. It's kind of like finding your timing again.
Sure. Yeah.
I lost my rhythm. I lost my timing, and sometimes I don't want to talk about the old shit anymore because I'm bored with it because it's not current to me anymore. I like to be in the moment. Yeah. So yeah, that's my whole thing with that was my one time.
So you're back at it though. You're back at it.
Writing wise. I haven't got back on stage because I haven't found the time yet to get back on stage. But once I find out which open mics I can hit and everything, I'm back. Yeah, I'm having fun. You know, on top, I want 2019 to be the best year that I've had in a long time. Last year wasn't terrible at all. Yeah. You know, I mean, I hit some really big goals doing KCFA and everything. There was things I accomplished that I was really looking forward to. Yeah. But I mean, now I'm in a better place. Yeah. So yeah.
Plus you got kids now too.
And I got kids, so my kids need to.
And I got kids.
My kids need to understand that their daddy is a stunner. So.
Oh shit. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad that you're back to doing stand up again, even though you haven't done any open mics or anything like that yet. But still. I mean, if it's something you're passionate about, I feel like that's something that people should do for the rest of their lives, no matter what it is. If you're passionate about it, just fucking do it.
Definitely. I'm gonna pause it here.
All right, guys, back to Off the Mat podcast. Sorry, we have to record in 30-minute increments due to our camera, just to make sure that we have video footage. We'll be getting a new camera here shortly, so that way we don't have to pause and
we can just flow
restart.
All the way through.
Yeah, we can just keep going through it, which is fine. I mean, we're at a good stopping point there, though. So next, I wanted to talk about the fight card.
Yeah.
UFC 232. There was a lot of drama going into that fight card. Lots and lots of
John
drama.
Jones.
Yeah.
You know what?
I have a very firm stance on the whole John Jones situation. And my stance is I don't know what the fuck is going on. And if I speculate on it, I'm just going to be regurgitating some shit that I heard from someone else that I don't know if it's true or not.
I was a big fan. No, I love watching John perform. You know, he's a phenomenal athlete. I mean, there's so many things I could say that you've heard many, many times. He is the GOAT when it comes to fighting.
Yeah.
But he's also a very bad person.
He has asterisks next to a lot of wins, too. Because of, like, all of this little shit that's happening here and there, you know?
I mean, with that being said, I don't think... A lot of the guys he fought was on TRT.
Yeah.
When he was first going
through.
I
agree. But it just sucks, though, because here's the thing. I feel... So, let's take everything out. Let's say John Jones never failed a drug test. He never hit a pregnant lady and fucking ran. Or none of that shit. None of that ever happened. John Jones... he would be the GOAT, man, for sure. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard.
Watching him fight, I think he is the GOAT. I can't think of anyone that put on better performances against the caliber of names he's consistently fought.
Yeah.
And now that he finished Gustafsson, I mean, he's definitely a incredible once in a lifetime.
But that's kind of what I was getting at with that. So, like, whenever he fought Gustafsson, right? Just now. So, the first time he fought Gustafsson, he got his ass beat, right?
Right.
Still won the fight, but he was fucked up afterwards, right? This time, when he fought Alexander Gustafsson, you could tell he learned from that first fight.
Oh, definitely.
He took a lot of notes, and he fought a perfect fucking fight. Started off slow, but it was like a smart slow. Like, just trying to gauge it, get in, keep his distance. He was getting in too close with Gustafsson last time. Gustafsson was tagging him up with boxing combinations.
Did you hear what he said?
What did he say?
He was talking about he learned a lot from their first fight in the sense that he was chasing Gustafsson a lot. So he was getting hit. And he said...
And this time he moved backwards the whole fight. The whole fight he moved backwards.
He said he basically did Gustafsson game plan.
Yeah.
And him breaking
And Gustafsson, too, it looks like he didn't learn from his first fight at all.
No, he didn't.
You know? It looks like he went in and tried to do the exact same game plan, and it didn't work out for him.
I mean, John Jones, he's such a, like I said, once-in-a-lifetime athlete. You know, I love watching him fight, but...
It just sucks. He keeps
fucking
fucking up. Yeah.
He's a bad guy in every sense of the
One
way.
thing that really pisses me off about John Jones, and this is like one thing I really, really, really dislike about him, is he's very, very religious, which I don't have a beef against that.
Right.
But I have a beef against people that claim to be extremely religious, do shitty things like that, and then use religion as like a forgiveness thing. You know what I mean? Like they fuck up and they're like, oh, well, you know, glory to God, I'm forgiven. It's like, motherfucker, look, I'm all about you being religious, but that's not a golden ticket to do fucked up shit and then go ask for forgiveness afterwards. Like that's not how religion's supposed to work.
I mean, how many times have you heard the story of a murderer murdering people, going on a slaughter, and then finding God in jail or in prison and kind of, you know, repenting, and now he's absolved.
Yeah, but John Jones is fucked up like 3 or 4 times, and every single time.
I mean,
every single time. Every single time. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not nearly that extreme, but I think fool me once, shame on you is kind of what I'm getting at with that. Like, he's done fucked up shit over the past few years multiple times, and every single time he's like, I'm a changed man, I was mature, I've grown up, and glory to God, I found myself, you know, all that. He says the same shit every single time, and we fucking eat it up like cereal every single time. Because
you want to believe that someone can change, because his redemption story, if he...
And he takes advantage of that every single time.
He does, but I mean, that's kind of us being stupid as the audience, as the fans. And, because I mean, John as like a WWE character is like perfect. He's like the perfect heel as a WWE character.
Yeah.
You know, he's the guy that shakes your hands and then kicks you in the stomach and drops you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But since he's a real human being and this UFC shit is not fake, it's like, oh, you're like bad, and you know, I want to root and watch you fight and watch you win and dominate.
That's the thing. He's such a spectacular fighter, though. I can't even hate on him. Like, he's so good. But he's fucking good, bro.
But isn't that the Mayweather complex? Isn't that the Tyson complex? Like, they were such like assholes and bad people. You want to see him lose, and that's why you tune in. But you're also watching like an artist.
I've lost a lot of respect for Mayweather, though. That dude was... He handled his shit fucked up. Especially like Pacquiao. Like, by the time him and Pacquiao fought, it was like, bro, you guys should have done that 8 years ago. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, say what you want about Mayweather. Motherfucker, he's a smart businessman. How much money has he made from fighting McGregor?
Isn't he like broke now? Wasn't that the thing? Like, he hasn't paid his taxes? What's up with that?
They always say that. But, I mean, is he broke, though? And if he is broke, our broke is way different from his broke. Because his broke might be $1 million in the bank.
Yeah, that's very true.
And mind you, he's such a prize fighter, still to this day, that he could literally
He
challenge.
just fought that one dude in fucking Ryzen, right?
That's what I'm saying. He could challenge anyone and go, hey, we need to do it boxing-wise.
Yeah.
If people are going to tune in, he gets paid 80 million, 100 million. Like, he gets paid an insane amount of money.
No, yeah, that's also because he started with a boxing outlet as well, you know what I mean?
And now he doesn't even have to fight, like, up-and-coming boxers that can challenge him. He can fight MMA stars. People are still going to pay.
He just fights whoever he wants, yeah.
Exactly, but he can fight the top of the names.
Yeah.
Of any sport now, and he's doing it in a strategic move, being like, well, come to boxing. We need to box. So he could fight a soccer star. And people will still tune in.
I wouldn't. Not to a soccer star.
Hey, he has faithful fans, and he knows how to sell a fight.
Not unless they're in a kickboxing match. Then I'd tune in. To a soccer star?
Even then.
You just show him how to throw a kick, and he's fucking good. He's
Even
good.
then, but you're tuning in, though, right?
At that point, I am.
You're
But if it's a
tuning in.
boxing match, I'm not doing it.
Okay, but you're tuning in.
I am.
He'll find ways so you can tune in.
If he makes it a kickboxing match, I'm in.
So, I mean,
Someone call him up.
It's genius, but I mean, you want to see these guys fight, and John Jones is one of those guys now that's you're tuning in to see if he can lose, but you also want to watch his artistry and watch him do the damn thing.
Yeah, to an extent though. With John Jones, I feel like it's a little bit different because, like, with the 205 division, there's a set threshold. Zach and I were kind of talking about this the other day.
Right.
There's like a threshold at 205. You know, you got your Alexander Gustafsons, you got your DCs, you got your John Jones, and everybody else just isn't on that level. Like, straight up, that's just all it boils down to.
Okay.
I mean, we got guys that are starting to come up, but, like, I mean, all the guys that have been in the top 10 over the past few years, like, they've been in stagnant.
I will say, did you watch the UFC on Fox interview?
With who?
With Karen, Michael Bisping, Anthony Smith, and I think that was it, and Kenny Flo.
I haven't seen that. No.
Well, it was cool, and then Bisping kind of.
And that's why I kind of drew back, because, like, Anthony Smith is one of those guys where I'm like, we haven't seen him, like, try and break that threshold.
Well, I mean,
you know?
John Jones, like, you need an impressive victory, but Michael Bisping kind of set them up to kind of talk shit to each other.
Yeah, I did catch, like, the end of that when they were, like, talking to one another.
Yeah, because Anthony Smith was a really nice guy. He was like, hey, you know, if you want to do this, let's do it. And then John Jones, you could tell he was, like, cool with it at first, talking about it, and then he became John Jones and was like, I mean, you need to show me something. You need to be impressive. You know, kind of started trash talking.
Like, it's up to you. You're the one out. And then, yeah that's whenever he was like,
he's like, maybe I'll fight you. I'll just fight you in the summer.
He's like, what are you doing in July? Yeah.
So, I mean, the Bisping like, that's it? No, let's get it, you know, because John Jones, I heard on Michael Bisping talk about on podcasts, I guess when they went off air, John Jones started, like, talking shit to Michael Bisping.
About?
Just, like, because I guess in the pre-show fight, Michael Bisping asked him, like, hey, if you tested positive for this, doesn't that mean if it stays in your system, you're going to test positive after? Isn't that going to be a thing too? I guess John Jones was, like, caught off guard and was pissed off. So when they went off air.
That's the thing, man. Like, that guy's insecurities. I ain't got respect for someone who's got insecurities like that and gets pissed off because someone asked them a question, you know?
Yeah, but when you're John Jones, you can literally be any man on the planet. You can act however the fuck you want to act.
To an extent.
I hate to say, obviously, there's laws. There's reason why guys like him, you know, can't just go around, you know, smashing other individuals.
You know, yeah, it's illegal. It's illegal for anyone to do that. What are you talking about? It's not just him.
I know.
But, all right, well, enough about John Jones.
Okay.
Fuck that guy.
Right.
He had a fantastic fight. Congratulations, John Jones.
John.
I hope that you don't fucking test positive. You know, I don't know what the whole deal was with this one. I'm not a scientist, not going to pretend to be, but I think you had a fantastic fight, whether you tested positive or not. I feel like the fight would have still went that way just because there was game plan and there was technique that showed through more than any athleticism or anything like that.
I don't think John Jones was on anything.
I don't think so either. With what we saw in that fight, too, even if he was on something, I don't think it would have mattered. Because what we saw shine through was technique and the research that he did from his last fight. Like, he just learned and adapted and looked fantastic. Amanda Nunes. Yo.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Bro. You want to know something crazy? Think about this. A year and a half ago, we were talking about Ronda Rousey fighting men. Now she's in the WWE and Amanda Nunes just took out Cyborg and is the 2-division champion. What the fuck happened? What happened? What? Someone explain to me. I don't understand.
Is she the GOAT?
For women?
Yeah.
As of right now, yes. At 1,000 fucking %.
Dude,
who else? Who else?
Dude,
who else would be the GOAT?
If you would have said, "Hey, you should have bet me on that." If you
Cyborg also looks like she's not on anything now.
No.
If you catch what I'm saying.
No, she is not.
She looked very deflated, in my opinion. She looked a lot smaller. And not only that, Amanda Nunes just has a bigger frame than her in general. I didn't realize that Amanda Nunes was bigger than her like that.
I mean, that is just God's gift.
Which, think about this, Chris Cyborg has never been able to make 135. But Amanda Nunes is bigger than her and is the 135 champion. I'm pretty sure USADA just broke her fucking head open, and now she's not doing some things that she used to do. Talking about Cyborg here, of course, who has tested positive before. I think that she's not able to do some shit, and USADA's fucking got her.
I mean, I look at this way. Cyborg is always going to be Cyborg. I mean, there's training footage of her slamming men, putting men to sleep.
Yeah.
I think she's a damn good fighter. I think the same thing with John Jones that happened Saturday night, the same thing with Cyborg. The game plan, Amanda Nunes' game plan was just way better because they talked about it before, so I'm regurgitating what I've heard. But, Jason Perulo, who was Cyborg's boxing coach, really knew how to calm her down so she didn't go in brawling like that.
Yeah.
But Cyborg's so confident, beating everybody, especially the way she defeats women. They shared that one fight with, I think it was Leslie Smith. Leslie Smith couldn't even touch her before Leslie Smith got finished.
Yeah.
Cyborg's so used to having that power and dominating.
Dude, she fights like she's literally the female version of Vanderlei Silva.
Yeah.
Like how she just, you know what I mean?
But I mean but that's what you tune in for. So I think she won in and she met her match.
Yeah.
You go in brawling with Amanda Nunes is going to counter. She's not afraid. I think some other women, when they get hit with that power, they're like, whoa, what is this?
Nunes is fucking dude. I don't...
She's going to be a star. If she...
Who does she fight next?
There's no one for her to fight
Holly
next.
Holm is like the only person that comes
There's no one for her to fight next. I think she should go down. I think if it's an easy weight cut, she should keep going up and down.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day. They were like, no, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'm like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
If you take a fight like that one, where you finish the girl in 51 seconds, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. Why not cut down to 135, defend your 135 title?
I mean, there's no contenders because, Megan's there, but Megan might have her rematch. We'll talk about that next. Who can you really... Holly... I mean, there's no really up-and-comers that you're like... excited about. If Megan would have slept Kat...
Are you talking about 145 or 135?
145, 135...
You're saying both, yeah.
Who's she going to fight? 135?
Yeah, no one. Holly Holm is like the only person I can think of. Like, period, across
and Holly
the board.
Holm will keep going. And
I don't think Holly Holm beats Amanda Nunes either.
Yeah, so... I mean, I guess I would like to see her and Valentina fight again. Shevchenko?
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. You're saying... Yeah,
I know
maybe.
she's 125 now, champion.
Yeah.
But, I wouldn't mind. That would be the only intriguing matchup that I don't have the roster in front of me, but that would be probably the most intriguing right now if Valentina came back up and fought her again.
Yeah.
Because, there were such close matches.
I can see that. We'll see, man. It'll be interesting. They had announced that they're going to do a McGregor-Habib rematch this year.
They what?
They said that they're going to do a McGregor-Habib rematch this year. Not into it?
No, not at all.
I think McGregor gets smashed again.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to...
This is the end of his career. If McGregor goes out there and the same thing happens, especially if he gets submitted, that's the end of McGregor.
Yeah.
I don't care for McGregor.
I don't know if it's the end of his career.
That's the end of his career.
I mean, it's definitely not going to be at the high point that it was before.
Or he's going to be a gatekeeper.
Yeah, that's possible.
Or he's going to be a gatekeeper. He'll just be that big name that you'll tune in because he's headlining.
Yeah.
But you understand that as long as Khabib is champion, there's nothing for Conor. There's nothing for Conor to shoot after.
He won't be able to get past Khabib. I don't think he'll ever be able to get past Khabib, honestly. Like, we saw him come back from the Nate Diaz fight. Yeah. Like, he learned from that, but you know how hard it is to learn years and years and years and years and years of wrestling defense?
Yeah.
You know? Whew.
Unless he flies in a black bear and
something.
And trains with that black bear.
Something. But anyways, the rest of the fight card, you wanted to talk about Megan. That fight was interesting.
Yeah, so what's your take on that?
It's tough, man. Megan did what she had to do, obviously. Yeah. She had to do what she had to do. I think that Clay and I were kind of just talking about it too, and he made a pretty good point. Somewhat. It's a little off, but it makes sense, kind of. He was saying that they didn't consider it like an eye poke situation. So, like, if you poke somebody with the fingers, you know, they stop it, 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes, your eye, okay, let's have a doctor check it out. All right, we're good to start fighting again. You're good? Okay, let's go. You know? And this is the same thing, but it's with her foot. So what their argument was is, like, you can't control your toes with a head kick, right? So you can't control if it, like, pokes someone in the eyes. Whereas with a punch, you can control whether your fingers are extended or you have a closed fist. So it's a different scenario. And Clay made the argument of, like, yeah, but what if you throw a leg kick and you hit me in the dick? He was like, do I still get 5 minutes, don't I? And he's like, all right, so what's the difference if you hit me in the dick or hit me in the eyes? Same fucking thing.
Right. I mean, ultimately, Kat, when I look at that fight, I look at the way it stopped. You know, maybe I guess she could have been more animated to show that something happened to her eye. But I mean, she just turns around, she goes against the cage, Megan comes up, hits her 3 times, and the fight's called off. You know,
well, Megan hesitated too, and looked at looked at the ref. I don't think that Kat needed to be any more animated. I think it was clear as fucking day what happened. Because the second she threw that kick, it didn't land. You know, I didn't see like it hit her in the head. So when she turned away, my immediate reaction was her eyes are fucked up. She got hit in the eye. I knew right off top. And if you're a professional referee and you're 5-10 feet away from them, you should be able to recognize that as well. If I can recognize it from a TV screen.
You know, Kat is such a warrior. She's such an amazing fighter. I don't know how that fight would have turned out. I still think Megan would have pieced her up.
I think we're in for an interesting fight. I think it was going to be a really, really good fight. And I was actually really upset that that's how it had to end.
No, that's terrible. You never want to see a fight end that way.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, but I mean, she turned around, she put her head down, and then the ref called it off. She just turns around, her head's down, and I mean, obviously,
I don't think that she did anything wrong.
No, she didn't.
She did nothing wrong whatsoever.
Megan didn't do anything wrong either.
No, I don't. Yeah, I think if anybody did anything wrong, it would have been the ref's judgment on that. I would say.
So what, does Kat, you know, try to get overturned?
I mean,
because if there's going to be a rematch, you know, Megan's technically going in 1-0.
Yeah,
do you want to see a rematch?
I do, yeah, 1,000%. But I don't think I don't think Kat really cares about that exactly. You know, as far as like the record piece of it, more so she just wanted the win for one, and then two. I mean, that would probably put her, because there's nobody really at 145, so that would put her fairly up on the 145 bracket.
Yeah, I mean, Kat's always going to be a name. She's a big name, so she can definitely be on any card. You want to see her fight. She brings that tenacity. Everything that you love in a fighter, Kat brings it.
Yeah.
You know, and Megan's such an artist with her striking. It was an intriguing matchup. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if I saw it again, but if I don't see it again, it's okay.
So I had a lot of mixed emotions whenever that went down, the whole thing. Because obviously, me having my recent retinal detachment and going through that whole process, like that hit a chord fucking deep inside me whenever she got hit in the eye and turned around like that. Like I was mortified by it. I believe worried for her career.
I believe it.
I was like, dude, this is terrible. Yeah, like it for real fucked me up, which thank God that she's okay. Like she had to get stitches in her eye was red as fuck. And I think too, if we're being perfectly honest, if the ref would have stopped it, you know, given her the 5 minutes, doctor would have came in and checked it out, I think the doctor would have stopped it.
Yeah, I mean, because you told me she had stitches, so I mean,
yeah, she ended up getting stitches in her eyes. Anyway. So yeah, it's something that needed to be tended to. I think the doctor would have stopped it, but for her to have that reaction and turn around the way she did, and then even after like the fight had been stopped and everything, and she like kept her eye closed and all of that, like I think she couldn't see whenever that initially happened.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. For me, I relate to it a lot more because I've had a similar injury like that, you know. Mine was a little more extreme than hers, but it's fucking scary, man. Like, I can only imagine if let's say hypothetically, I were in the UFC and I had my retinal detachment, dude, now what? You know?
Right, yeah.
Fuck. Like, that's her whole career there. She's got to figure something out now, you know?
No, definitely. So
I mean, that was the biggest part for me. And, I mean, congratulations to Megan for winning everything. I hope that your next fight that you're able to get more work in, and actually show off some skill set. Because that was the other piece of it. Megan didn't have an opportunity to show off her skill sets that she has. Like, she's a fantastic fighter, and she wasn't able to demonstrate that because of an unlucky kick. So there's a lot going on both ends on that are so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fight game.
Yeah.
That's definitely the fight game.
Part of it.
BJ Penn.
Yeah, he should have retired 5 years ago. What about him?
It's so sad.
It's his fault. Fucking idiot. Should have retired 5 years ago.
It's crazy that Dana lets him fight.
It's BJ Penn. He's going to sell tickets.
Definitely.
Or sell pay-per-views or whatever. He's going to sell,
Who do you want to see him fight next?
No one. No one. I want to see him fucking... No one. I want to see him fight the Lion at the early bird special. That's what I want to see him
He might
fight.
go to Bellator.
Whatever. I don't give a shit if he goes to Bellator. Like, get the fuck out of here. He should have retired 5 years ago whenever his career was still relevant. Now it's like, now it's just sad. Now we're just like, dude, why are you It's like the Tito Ortiz-Chuck Liddell fight where it's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And every single time BJ Penn announces a fight, I just look at all my MMA friends and I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we putting these stains on your fucking record like this?
Who else fought that night?
Oh, dude, Michael Chiesa, Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
What a fight.
I've never seen Carlos be submitted.
I've also never seen Carlos Condit win a fight since USADA.
Yeah. No, I don't think... I think that's nothing to do with USADA.
You don't think?
No, not
dude, look at the size difference.
Not Carlos.
Are you sure? You're positive.
Dude, the natural born killer is in his nickname.
Look at it. Look at a picture of him though. Here's the he's deflated. He's gotten a lot smaller.
That's hard to believe.
And I know it's tough.
Out of that camp, I can.
Everyone's on steroids. I'm taking the Nick Diaz stance. Everyone's on steroids.
I can't believe that. Carlos Condit.
So here's my reasoning for that. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Try to pull up this photo and send it to me. I'm gonna try to put it on the video so people can see what you're about to show me. But Carlos Condit has always been the natural born killer. That's all I can keep saying.
Here's the thing about Carlos Condit, though. So one, he hasn't won a fight since USADA. Two, let me see.
Carlos, if you're listening,
he's gotten smaller, man.
I'm sorry.
This was him in 2009.
Right?
Looks good, right?
Right. Great looking guy.
Let's see, UFC 232.
He's older now, too. How old is Carlos Condit?
He's fucking 35.
Yeah, he's an older gentleman.
He's in his fucking prime. Zach's 34.
Is Zach 34?
Zach's 34.
Why do I keep thinking Zach's like 30?
I don't know. You're a nut job.
Yeah, that is true. Anyway, while he's looking up this photo, Mike Chiesa.
Okay, let's do this. Let's look at this. Michael Chiesa used to fight at 155.
Right.
Look at them.
Keto. It's that keto diet.
No, it's not a fucking keto diet. It's called pure testosterone diet. That's what that is. I don't know. I'm really just bullshitting at the end of the day, but I don't know if he's on steroids or not. I do know that he is not in a good spot in his career, though.
No, he's not.
And I mean, it really saddens me because I'm a huge Carlos Condit fan. I love Carlos Condit.
You know what? Like 2-3 fights ago, he was flirting with retiring, and then he kept doing it. And I think Joe Rogan says all the time, once you start thinking about retirement, you probably should retire.
Yep.
So I think Carlos at the end of the career, at least UFC, at least at that level, I'm sure he could keep fighting.
Yeah, but I don't know if he cares to go for a title or anything like that anymore, which kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying. Like once you start saying the R word, you should probably just back the fuck out.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't look the same in any of his fights, man. Like he doesn't care.
Sorry. No, not at all. I think
But Michael Chiesa.
He's at. No, I don't want to hear nothing about Mike Chiesa.
What do you mean you don't want to hear nothing about Michael
fighter,
Chiesa?
But he's not gonna ever be on the top level.
You don't think?
Nah.
You don't think that's possible?
Anytime he's gone against that level of competition, he loses.
He's in a different weight division now.
Okay.
He's at 170, and he looks good at 170. Like as far as his size, like we see guys Donald Cerrone. Like, he moved up to 170, and you see him fight somebody at 170, you're like,
yeah, but then,
that guy's naturally a 155, or that guy's naturally a 170. If you looked at those two fighting, there's no way you'd be able to depict which one fought at which weight. They look like they're at the same weight.
Just because his name popped into my head, then I need to see James Krause fight Michael Chiesa.
You want to see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you want to see that specifically?
I think that'd be a good matchup. I think it'd be a great push for James to get to that. Because James is a name, but he needs to start fighting at the higher level competition. And I think Mike Chiesa, that'd be a test for him. Like, I'm sorry. I don't think Mike Chiesa beats anyone in the top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
At 170, you don't think he beats a single person in the top 10?
Top 10.
So you don't think he can beat Donald Cerrone?
Oh, is he still 170?
I think. Well, no, he's fighting at 155 now, isn't he? But he did break top 10, didn't he? Let's see.
He did, and then he went against the competition top 10, and then we learned quick that wasn't for him.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, you can tell that he's not a welterweight,
and I think you'll find the same thing will happen with Michael Chiesa. Could be totally wrong. Mike Chiesa's beast, his jiu-jitsu is phenomenal, but after watching him, because my last fight of him was Anthony Pettis, right?
There are some names on here where it's like, yeah, I don't see him beating that guy. I don't see him beating that guy. But, man.
Give me a name. Give me a name that you think Mike Chiesa, whether it's number 10, number 9, number 2, who do you think Mike Chiesa beats?
I think he can break top 10, man.
Okay.
I really do. I think he can break top 10 pretty... Yeah, I think he can break top 10.
Right, okay. Hey, I could be totally wrong.
I'm looking at his record right now.
Anytime he fights a big name, what happens?
It's different, though, now, man. Now he doesn't have as much of a weight cut.
Okay. Cool.
You're like, I don't give a fuck. We making a bet right now? Let's make a bet.
It depends on who he fights next.
I say if he stays at welterweight, he breaks top 10 before retirement. That's a solid bet. If he goes back down to 155, the bet's nulled.
But that's easy in UFC, though, because all you need is really a name. Because they like to promote their fighters. And Mike Chiesa is definitely a name. And I'm not taking anything away from anybody else.
So here's the thing, though. If what you're saying is true as far as like him not being able to beat anyone in top 10, then he should never be able to break top 10, even if he does have a name,
okay,
right?
Fine. But
because let's see. Here's top 10. I'm going from 1 to 10. Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman, Darren Till, Stephen Thompson, Rafael Dos Anjos, Robbie Lawler, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Damian Maia, Jorge Masvidal, Leon Edwards. That's a murder
row. No one on that card.
Murder row.
Maybe Jorge might be his best matchup.
I think he can break top 10. I think he can break top 10.
Gosh.
Isn't Jorge fighting Nick Diaz?
That's not finalized yet. It was they announced it and then Jorge was like, I'm down, and then Nick Diaz was like, they never came to me. It's that good old Diaz trick. He's like, yeah. I didn't sign any contracts. I don't know why they're announcing my name.
How old is he now? That dude better figure his fucking life out.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he might be 35, 36 too.
He might be older than that. Fucking
no, he ain't older.
GSP is only 35.
No
crazy?
way. Nick Diaz is a young buck.
Young buck. Okay.
Nick Diaz used to be my favorite fighter, man. You couldn't tell me shit.
Why is that?
I love this fighting style. I like the trash talk. And I told you this last time.
It's 35.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, guys, back again. Sorry, we're recording a little extra tonight. I don't know. I feel good. We should record more than an hour tonight for sure.
I mean, we're at past hour already.
Yeah, I know. Okay. We're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit. But yeah, no, you don't think that Michael Chiesa is shit. So
quit saying it. I think he's a damn good fighter.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like you think that he's dog shit, and if he comes into the gym right now, you'd fuck him up. But
never.
You know, whatever. Those are your words, not mine.
Hey, hey, that was your time to represent your boy and tell me.
I fucking love me some Michael Chiesa, dog.
That's why I know you were like, oh, he's that damn good, but because you're such a fan.
But this is the first time we've seen him at 170, and he took out Carlos Condit.
Then give me a name in the top 10 who he beats.
We got to see it play out.
Okay, cool.
We got to see it play out.
Thank you. So I guess you don't think he's shit either.
No, that's not what I said at all.
Mike Chiesa, we both don't.
Is that why I made a bet that he'll break top 10?
You're making. I don't want to make. Right now. I don't want to make a bet right now. I'm just letting you know. If you would have gave me a name, I would have been like, okay, cool. But you don't even have that confidence. You'll make a bet. But I mean, I got to see who his next matchup is. Because he could beat someone that's not ranked. And then because they want to promote his next fight, which they have done before on UFC fight cards, all of a sudden he'll be number 9 in the rankings, Michael Chiesa. They've done it before. To where the night of the fight. They did it with, I think when Khabib fought
Al
Iaquinta, they automatically put him in the rankings, even though he wasn't in the rankings.
He was in the rankings, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he was ranked 11.
That's what I'm saying. But they gave him that rank. He wasn't top. At the end of the day, all I'm saying that they can change it.
What do you mean? Hold up. No. He was top 15. I mean, they said he was the ranked 11 light heavyweight. Yeah, after the fight, he was ranked 6 though.
But who
he
cares
did go
about
up to the 6th.
Anyone out of the top 10?
I mean, that was a last minute replacement though.
Exactly, but they gave him a ranking because of that.
He already had the ranking. You just never hear that the number 1 guy's fighting the number 11th guy for the title.
Right.
That the only reason that happened was because it was a week's notice. Though.
Then they should have just been like Iaquinta versus Khabib.
I don't understand the point you're making here.
I'm not making a point.
You're saying that they're going to falsify a ranking for him.
Exactly.
They didn't falsify a ranking for Al Iaquinta. He was ranked the number 11th guy.
And then after the fight, all of a sudden
they just started advertising number 11.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Let me see Mike Chiesa take one more fight.
Just so you guys know, Keith wants to hit me right now.
No, not at all. Mike Chiesa will take one more fight. Then after that fight, we will definitely make a bet.
All right, we'll figure it out, man.
Cool.
Michael Chiesa, I'm gonna let's send him the link to this so he can come in here and fuck you up. I'm just kidding. I love Michael Chiesa. So I love Michael Chiesa. He was my pick on the Ultimate Fighter when he was on.
Right,
that
I remember
season.
you telling me that.
Like I've been following that dude's career for a minute
And then
now,
he
and
won that, right?
I love his fighting style,
Yeah.
man. Michael Chiesa is just a dog. He's a dog. But anyways, who else did we have on that card? We already talked about BJ Penn. Ryan Hall looked fantastic, by the way.
did.
I don't want to discredit him
Bill
just because
Basson,
BJ should have retired heel hook.
Yeah,
but
sorry,
you know
me and my submission calls.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught that. My first, what was it? It was my last fight.
Yeah, Brian's last fight. You can go look at it.
Last fight.
As a
It's
rear
like,
naked.
it's like, yeah, he's got a good guillotine. It was a rear naked choke, but that's okay.
Because I'm learning. I'm still a white belt.
That's all right.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still a white belt.
Oh shit! But past that, man. All right. New Year's. How was your New Year's, dog?
I had to work, so that was my main thing. I worked, made a little extra money for my family, and New Year's show's always cool. They're easy nights. People coming out to have a good time, get drunk at the comedy club. So it was simple. I have nothing. I wish I could have been home with my family, but unfortunately I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I worked and
Gotta pay them bills.
And my kids are a month and 3 weeks old, so I mean I will definitely be there in the future.
Yeah.
I'm working now, so in the future I can, elevate myself and have an opportunity to be there for my kids and my family and my girl.
Sure.
So it's important to me, but I wish I could have been home, but I wasn't. So at midnight I was at work. And
what do you think about New Year's as far as like the traditions go and the countdown and you need to kiss someone at midnight? And
I mean, clearly I didn't get to do that, but I mean it's cool. I guess it's cool.
It's something that I've never cared for personally. I never really gave a shit about New Year's. It was nothing.
I mean, I like to see people motivated. So for whatever reason, December or January 1st, always like that's when people set their goals and they're like, this is going to be the year to do X, Y, Z. Then they do it for either 2 weeks, a month, and they're done with it.
Yeah.
But but it's fascinating to see people who stick with it.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people accomplish their goals and set goals and I think it's awesome in that aspect, but it's not for everyone.
So what about, do you set New Year's resolutions or anything?
I didn't do it this year. I need to. I want to sit down and write my goals out and then put new goals on the board out here.
Yeah.
Because it's important. And when you see that, it pushes you. It's a constant reminder that someone like me, my mentality, I need that constant reminder. So I will set my goals.
I think people make huge mistakes with New Year's resolutions, though. Like, I feel like they set goals that are, like, just too big.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about setting a goal, though. It needs to be attainable. It needs to be something that you know you can achieve.
Yeah,
you can't just be like.
Not only that, like for the big goals too, like big goals that require mini goals in order to achieve that big goal. I don't think the big goals should have timelines on them like that. Like I need to get this done in 2019. But I mean, I think that you should just set small goals up for yourself, set timelines on those, and then overall achieve your big goal. You know?
No, definitely. I'm one of those people that I need mini goals.
Yeah.
Or else, if you give me a big goal, you know, when when push comes to shove, you know, in the past I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
So I like to set mini goals that really kind of slowly climb up the mountain.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how, I mean, me personally, that's how I look at my goals. I look at them like I'm doing a project, right?
Right.
And the first step of doing this project would be doing this. So let's make that a goal to do that and get it done by this time. You know, like things like that. At least me personally, that's how I execute my goals. So like quitting my job, for example, like that was a goal of mine to get out of working retail and get into working at the gym. So I needed to, you know, make sure I had money saved up. I needed to make sure my truck was paid off. I needed to make sure that the timing was right. I needed to make sure my ducks were in a row at the gym. Like all of these miniature goals that I had to set to make sure that my overall goal was achieved, you know? And I think people just dive into it head first because it's New Year's, you know, as opposed to like sitting down and putting thought into it.
Look, I just got done helping out teaching the fitness classes and everything.
They fucking killed it.
Yeah, we had 4
holy shit
people that came and did all 4 classes all
day,
which is phenomenal because that's not...
shout out to them. Who was it? Amy, Alex, Acta, and Heidi. Yeah, Jesus Christ, you guys are animals. Fucking, that's awesome. I couldn't
do that. I do like
that
2
is
classes.
Awesome.
I'm miserable the next day. So for them to achieve what they
I feel accomplished when I do a 2 a day. Let alone like a 4 a day. Stop.
Yeah. So I mean, but goals like that, I think is awesome. It is awesome to see people. That's inspiring to see people accomplish stuff like that.
That's one of my favorite things about the Glory Fit class, though.
Yeah.
Is like the bonds and relationships between the members. You know, like Acta, Heidi, Amy, and Alex. Like all of them, like challenging one another to do every single class that day. Like that. That's what that fucking class is meant for, and that's dope. You know, the fact that you guys are going about it that way and challenging one another, right. I love that.
No, I agree. I think, you know, so it's one of those things where it's like, shout out to them. Wonderful. And goals like that, I think that's achievable. That's the type of goals you should be going for. Not just all fitness, but you should give yourself a goal and then go attack it immediately.
Yeah.
Don't give yourself a goal and say in a week, 2 weeks, I'm going to go after it. You need to attack that goal immediately.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have to be tactical about it, though.
No, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely.
How many times have you seen someone set a goal and then be like, in February, this is going to be me?
Not do dick,
Don't do anything.
And then February rolls around and they're like, fuck, well, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. I posted something that was about jiu-jitsu today. It was a meme I had saw. It was like a picture of a guy before and after. He was wearing he was in a gi in both pictures, wearing his white belt in the first picture.
Right.
And he was huge, right? Had his blue belt in the next picture, super slim. Yeah. You can see the same guy, same face, but he was just like super slim in the next picture. And it was like, people always say they need to get into shape before they do jiu-jitsu. And then at the bottom it was like, you do jiu-jitsu to get into shape.
No, yeah, you have to.
Like,
that's the only way.
It kills me when people are like, yeah, I need to, get into shape a little more before I start doing jiu-jitsu. And I'm like, what do you think we're fucking doing in there? Yeah. It's what we're doing, dog. We're getting in shape. We're learning technique at the same time. But we're getting in shape while we're doing it.
The only thing that applies to that is flexibility. You need to be a little more flexible.
Yeah, but I mean, even that is still. That's something that you should work on in your spare time. Yes. But it can still be worked on in class itself. Right. And it's not like you have to be flexible in order to do jiu-jitsu or something along those lines. But I think it's easy for people to make up excuses for themselves, and I'm inspired by those group of glory fitters tonight that did not make excuses for themselves and challenged one another. That is what I like to see.
Definitely.
So shout out to you guys for that. And then also shout out to Heidi and Jason for the Christmas presents. Love you guys.
Yes, thank you.
You guys are fucking awesome. So I think we're good, man. It's about 10 o'clock. We need to wrap this up. You got to get home to the family. I got to get home and play video games. So it is what it is.
I bought a Switch.
What did you get? Super Smash?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I got it.
That's the only reason. Yeah. That's the only reason I would get one.
And then my lady was like, we have the finances. And I was like, we do. I'll make it work.
You're like, I will make this happen. That's the only reason I thought about getting a Switch, specifically because of Super Smash.
Yeah.
We're undercover nerds, in case anyone was wondering.
We'll talk about that in the next
Either way, let's wrap this up. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. We're glad to be back here podcasting it up. A little late night podcast, 10 o'clock. We had to do this after all the classes and everything because we're trying to get back on our schedule, but I think we're good to where we're back at recording once a week again, and yeah, more to come, guys.
All right, can't wait. This will be out ASAP. I just need to go home and edit it and have fun, so please listen. Thank you. That's all I can say. Happy New Year.
Take it easy, guys. Love, peace, chicken grease.
Bye.